Hi guys, Matt from the Big River here. We got an order of reptiles in this morning, mostly actually amphibians and some millipedes. Let's see, there is some reptiles in here also. Haven't had any reptile shipments in a while, though we have gotten a lot in. We've got a ton of bearded dragons and ball pythons in private party. But this week we got in dart frogs, got in at least 3 different types. These are super blue auratus. See them through the mist there. Got a little group of those guys. Millipedes, Florida ivories. They have just about everybody this week, so we grabbed a bunch. These are the giant pinkfoots. And these ones I haven't had in a while. Super cool. These aren't that huge, but they get huge. These are the Texas giant golds. Perhaps my favorite millipede. Let's see, this is Smoky Ghost millipedes. You can see them stuck in there, nice and fat. So all the giant millipedes. All right, next out is more frogs. We have one green tree frog. Apparently that's all they had left. Nice fat belly on a green tree frog. So if you're the first one here to get a green tree frog, you can have that guy. Also some baby whites tree frogs. Been out of those for a little while, so we brought in another batch. These are just the regular whites. Came in at a pretty darn good price too. Next up is more dart frogs. These are turquoise. Boy, a little bit of color variety there. That one's actually a little more blue. But turquoise dart frogs, along with the super blue auratus, both auratus types. Next we have blue and black auratus. So super blue or super green. They call it super blue. On the website they called it super green. I don't know, somewhere between turquoise and blue and green, right? They're out of the green and blacks, but we got those. Super happy to have them. Let's see. These are cool. I've been being asked for these every week for the last 6 months. These are stink pots. So 2. Okay, I thought we were gonna get 3, but apparently we got 2 stink pot or musk turtles. Musk turtles are that rare unicorn species of turtle that does actually stay small. A little bit more onerous on their care than a regular red ear slider, but they stay small, only about 2.5 inches full size on those guys. Super cool. Another cool friend, this is a fire skink. We keep those in stock almost always because they're a really, actually stunningly beautiful pet and fairly easy to keep once they're acclimated. Okay, here it is. There's another stink pot. I do have 3. So I can make 3 happy people, because I've had lots of people ask me for these. 3 stink pot turtles, or musk turtle. This is the last guy in the box. Baby redfoot tortoise. We've got Russian tortoises back there, and a pancake. Here's a redfoot. Really, really nice color squamations on this guy. Just a standard, but it's got really orange on that. Sometimes it'll be just yellow. So much so, some of them they call lemon heads. And then sometimes you can get a cherry head, but that's it for this week's order of reptiles. All right, here we go with some freshwater fish. Got salt coming tomorrow too, so lots of fun stuff. First thing out of the box is Amanda Ember's Tetra. Those, of course, are our nano fish, and actually the only Tetra we keep on the nano aisle. They're on our Tetra special. Buy 4 or more, get 25% off for the high price of subscribing to this channel. These are exclamation point Resporas. Lots of nano fish on this restock order. Got some cool stuff too. Marble hatchets, they're not nano, but they do have a small mouth. They are a Tetra, also on the Tetra special. Next up is crystal pies. Oh, they came in tiny. Crystal pies are a glass type Tetra. We can get them semi-regularly, so we've been stocking them. Very, very cool fish. Up next are Bloody Marys. Bloody Marys have been incredibly popular recently, and why not? They're very bright, very beautiful shrimp. Looks like a few of them didn't make the trip, but overall, very good looking. Next up is an arowana, baby monster. Somebody's asking me for these again. We get a lot of requests for giant fish. Remember, if you want a giant fish, please have a giant tank. And if you don't have one, we'll get one for you. We can get tanks up to, well, as big as you can imagine. African dwarf frogs, restock on those guys. Gotta have them. Super fun for your community tank. Next up are Harlequin Rasboras, a restock on these guys too. Unfortunately, they are not a Tetra, so not subject to the Tetra special, but a very good choice for your community tank or even a nano tank. This is something I have never had before. A Vietnam porcupine hillstream loach. Looks a bit like a reticulated hillstream loach, but kind of a different pattern. I was looking up pictures of them, and I think the reason they call them porcupine is the way they splay out their fin rays when they're pissed, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Very cool version of a hillstream loach. Here are some bettas. Got some half moons. Nice white one and a nice blue and red one. Lots of cool half moons. Half moons, of course, refer to their big wide fins structure. Gotta love those. I love bettas anyway. Next up are some black crystal shrimp. A little bit on the small side, but we have black crystal shrimp in the stock again. Next is neon green rasbora, kubitai, or kaboti, microdivarios. Those are a nano as well. I had somebody asking if we had those. We got the Sundundarios, but we don't have those, so now we do. L14 Goldie Pleco, restock on that guy, and he came in nice. Gosh, at least 2.5 inches on that guy. Very beautiful, one of my very favorite plecos. Blue-green lampi, this is, I'm not sure I've had this. Procatopus aberinus. They're in the Achilles / rice fish group. Blue-green lampi. I got mixed reports on that online. Some said extremely hard to keep, and some said, nah, these guys do great in the tank. They're not an annual killie, but they swim in big schools in kind of nasty water, is the reading I did on this. So I'm pretty excited to try those out. Let's see how they do. Next up we have black neons. Restock on those as well. Obviously part of the Tetra special because they are a version of a neon Tetra. And that's actually a misnomer. They're Tetra, and they kind of have the same shape, but they're actually a whole different species. You see a version of a neon Tetra in the sense that a cardinal Tetra and a green neon are a version of a neon Tetra, but it's a wholly different species. Next is more Tetras. This is a Gold Emperor Tetra. I don't know when the last time I had these in stock. They're an albino version of the Palmieri. The Palmieri Emperor Tetra is probably the most variable in color. One of my favorite versions of a Tetra. I haven't had these in ages. This is a purple Harlequin. They were popular a few years back. They're darker bodied. It's like the little black spot on the regular one got out of control and covered half to 3/4 of the body of the fish. Very interesting thing. They came down in price. They used to be very expensive. Now they're just a version color, same price as the regular ones. Cominados, got to have them for your planted tank. They eat that brown algae better than anybody else. Next is some pygmy cories. Restock on those guys. We've been getting some tank rays that are a little bit bigger, and they've held up a lot better than the wild ones. Even though we have to charge a little bit more for them, I think they're a good deal for you and a good deal for me. Here's something cool. These are Moscow blue guppies. Paid a lot of money for these guys. They look awful black in the bag, but really nice big tails on the males. Brought in, I think, a half a dozen pairs on those guys. They're going to be a little more expensive than your average guppy, but if you're looking for something fantastic, they should fit the bill. This is a discus, obviously, a leopard discus. Got a couple of those guys. Got a couple different color patterns on discus this week. Happy to be able to supply those. Is this another leopard? Must be. Yeah, it is. It's got spots. Looks a little bit of a red turquoisey look to it. Very nice, very bright colors, and very good size on them too. Here's some more bettas. Let's see. There's a placat black dragon, a placat yellow hellboy because somebody bought my yellow hellboy from last week, like the second it came in, and another half moon. So more cool bettas to share. Always love having more bettas. Because more bettas is more better. Let's see what else I have in the box here. A couple more bags. Somebody leaks. I got a whole puddle in there. Glass cats, another glass fish, less expensive than the crystal pies, get quite a bit bigger, not particularly aggressive. The crystal pies are actually the Tetra family. The glass cats, I'm not exactly sure, they're a tapi catfish, I guess, but definitely not tetra. These are roseline sharks. Restock on those guys. Sold completely out of all my roseline sharks last week. Not just the babies, but the adults too. That's unusual. I can't remember the last time we didn't have any adult roselines running around. They're incredibly hard to get on the resale market. Usually we have to grow them out ourselves. It's one of my favorite fish. The most versatile. Only fish I can think of that might be more versatile than a roseline. Probably your Celadonus cats. Go in just about anything. Next is another discus. This is a red melon, I believe. Yep, looks a little bit yellow on the bag, but that's a red melon 3-inch discus. Here's another discus. He's missing half his water, but he still looks like he's all right. That's another red melon also. Cories. Haven't had these in a minute anyway. These are the skunk cory, Arcuatus, or these are the Peru version, the Grantes actually. The true Arcuatus haven't been available for quite a while, but they're the ones from Peru, the Grantee, are regularly, and they look exactly the same. White Cloud Mountain Minnow. These are imports. Sometimes we have imports, sometimes local bred, but always great, inexpensive, versatile fish. Pygmy Spotted Rasbora, back to our nano fish restock. Got a couple different of the Guararas. Let's see, one more half moon. Look how pretty you are with the black eyes and yellow fins. Very cool. What do we got? We have more discus. These are the white tigers. White tigers look a bit like a pigeon checkerboard, except for they're not subject to the pepper that your pigeon styles are. Oh, here's another one that's flattened out a little bit. I'm going to talk to these guys about flattening their discus. Luckily, they're a flat fish. We'll get him out of the bag before he starts getting a headache. Next is, oh, they came in big too. These are the red cap moon tetra. They are on the tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. A little more spendy tetra. Super cool fish. Next in the bag is another nano fish. This is a scarlet batis, or a whole group of them. Scarlet batis are a little ambush predator, tiny little guys, perfect for nano fish. You don't mind if they take out a few shrimp babies, I expect. These are royal blue dwarf Brahmi females. I must have ticked the wrong bag because I meant to get the males, but that's all right. More females will be just fine. Next is an African knife. Had one of these, sold it. African knives aren't as big or aggressive as your clown knives. Interesting version of a knife. Gotta have them when we can get them. And they haven't been available, so now that they are, we'll get them. Clown killies, rocket clown killies sometimes come in absolutely tiny. Really good jumpers on these guys. Very bright, top-dwelling fish. Wow, I got them. I ordered these like 3 times and didn't get them. These are green laser cories. I quit counting my chickens, just assumed we wouldn't get them. Green laser cories are perhaps one of the most sought after cory, just because they're gorgeous, hard to get. So we have them right now, but I know somebody who's liable to pick up that whole batch. Phoenix Rasboras. Phoenix Rasboras are another nano for the restock. Another half moon betta, because he who has the most half moon bettas wins. And the last bag for this little order is some Congo tetras. Another tetra for your tetra special. These are the small version. We also have quite a few large ones over there as well. And that's it for this group. All right, we're back, and we have another couple boxes of fish here. Some fresh water. We got some feeders. We have some salt water. Got a bunch of frags in there and a couple of oddball things. Picked up some tiger pods. Great for feeding your little mouths like your mandarin gobies. I was running a little bit low, and this source has them, so I managed to pick up some. And we got blackworms again this week. Total surprise that we get them 2 weeks in a row. I'm totally stoked about. More feeder comets. This doesn't look like they came in quite as good as last week, but we still got the blackworms. So really just gonna be busy being stoked about that. All right, next up we have, I don't know what we have. Let's find out. In the box we have fish. First thing in here is a panther crab. That's not a fish. That's a panther crab. Panther crabs are a true freshwater crab. They get about 5 inches across a carapace. They got little spots on them, similar to a Thai devil crab. I don't think they're as aggressive as they are though. This is a Yabi blue lobster. They're a version of an electric blue lobster. They're usually not quite as blue though. When they get bigger, they do get pretty blue. from the other guys that you'll see, but super cool. Oh wow! Didn't realize they would do that. This is a sponge, an orange sponge for the saltwater side. Didn't expect them to mix the saltwater and the freshwater, so I was shocked. Speaking of which, this is the blue-eyed tang. Only tang that made the order. We ordered, okay, the list I ordered and the list I got here are a little bit different, but we're always happy to get what we can. Looks like whoever was in there did not make the trip, so we won't even talk about that. Next is, I believe that is a bicolored wrasse. I had one of those for special order. I ordered 2. That other little guy that didn't make it may well have been the other one. Here's a exquisite fairy wrasse. Sold one of those last order. I think it was on the last order. Came in, looked good, went out real quick. And back after the little interruption. Actually, 2-spot blenny is what this little guy is. The one that didn't make it, I think it was a 2-spot blenny. The other one is a bicolored blenny. This guy is spoken for, if they pick it up by Friday, that is. But cute little devil, just a tiny little fella. Let's see, next we have a frag. I didn't mark my frags. Oh, this is gonna really frustrate me. We got some zoas on this, that's why I'm guessing those are. Really would have been nice if they would have marked our frags. If you want to throw me my invoice, I'll just read off what we're expecting in all of this. That's an interesting way to do that. Alright, that looks like a Monty of some sort. So, on our frags, if we can figure out who's who. So, number 1 was Blastosoma wellsii, single polyp, a Pandora zoa, a green and purple Nepthia, purple hazel Monty, a Leprosaurus orange, Leptosaurus, a Stylophora pink, a green Samacora, Gastroid zoa, Recordia green, Nanthalia polyps blue and long. And then a purple tuberculated star. Nope, that didn't come. So, and then we had the orange sponge. Apparently that orange sponge was from Africa. So there's the list of what those were. Let's see. There's another zoa. Won't be able to tell which one it is until they open, but that's a zoa. And that is another SBS. And that is another SBS small polyp, stony coral of some sort. All right, here's a fish. Oh my gosh, that's a monster. This is a red-tailed cat. Don't get these in that often because very few people have a tank big enough for them. Super cool cat if you do have that giant 1,000-gallon aquarium. Here's another frag. Looks like an SBS again. I can't really see what it is. I don't know why they mark their bags. This outfit is funny. They mark the freshwater fish. They don't mark the saltwater. Daisy's blue rice fish. Restock on those guys. The right season for rice fish. Next up is some glowfish. Got a whole bunch of glowy colors on this order. These are the green Priscilla tetras. One more frag and we'll get them all mixed up here. It looks like more zoas or something similar. So that's cool. And another frag fell out of its little thing. Look at the cool colors on that. Looks pretty mad, but I think it'll recover. Is that a zoa? I think there's only 3 different types of zoas, so it can't all be zoas, can they? What's this? Another SBS. So that looks cool in the bag. We'll see what it looks like in a tank. Let's see. These are glow corridories. Been making a splash with those recently. Everybody's talking about them. Those are the orange glow corridoras. That's that box. Let's pop open the last box here and see what else we got. All right, in here we have some longfin serpae tetras. On the Tetra Special, of course. These are glow tetras. These are the skirted glow tetras, the blue. And then we have more skirted tetras, the green, and more of the orange. Lots and lots of glowy fishes this week. restock on those guys. We were about due. Snails, got in some private party snails today too. So nice new batch of mystery snails for your algae eating fun. More of the glow tetras. These are the pink ones, or they call them the red ones actually. Glow red, ruby. Very cool. Rubber bands aren't near as exciting, but very necessary. And let's see, that's just skirted tetras, not the glowy type. These are the white ones. You don't get those that often. They're kind of a byproduct of the glow industry. They're albino skirted tetras. Last bag for this order is something we've been having a hard time nailing down. These are large angels, are sort of large, more like medium large to me, but nice looking fish and nice size on those. So that is it for this order, guys.